It was a nice fall day, so we decided to go to the aquarium. Once we went in, we saw a really long line. We saw a man and a fish statue. It looked pretty cool though, even though the fish was frowning. We then went inside and we saw a big aquarium full of a lot of different kinds of fish. This one was my brother's favorite for some reason. We went to the next tank and we saw a lot of small gray fish swimming around. We saw a sea turtle too. In another tank we saw small grayish orangish fish. We also saw some long black ones too. There was also a sea turtle in there. There were also these fish that looked a lot like swordfish. We later found out that they were actually called paddlefish. There are also a lot of yellowfish in the next tank. There are also these really long ones that look kind of weird. Here's some of the fish we saw in that tank too. We saw another tank with a lot of the same orangish grayish fish. The next tank had a lot of small fish that were gray and white striped. We also saw some fish that were orange and had black polka dots over them. There are even some fish in the same tank who ate sand and started spitting that out too. Here's some fish we saw while we were going to the next tank. We saw some crocodiles who were fighting each other for fish or something. We went to the next exhibit and saw a really scary looking fish. We saw a lot of different kinds of fish too, and millions of fish in that next exhibit. Weth really wanted to come back to the alligator, so we did. In the water there are these fish with lumps on their heads. We saw a place where you could actually touch the fish. Weth didn't really want to touch them, but I was all up for it. They felt slimy, but also rough at the same time because of their scales. There were a lot of really big fish in this tank, and a sea turtle all by itself in this one. We then saw seahorses. I think they were trying to camouflage or something. I'm really not sure. We saw a lot of catfish in this tank. They were looking at something on the other side of the glass. There's an electric eel. It was black with yellow spots on it. There are also ducks eating there too. We went to another exhibit and saw some coral. They were all different shapes and sizes and colors. Started seeing some fish camouflage in the coral. We then went to another tank and saw some gray fish and some yellow fish. And these kind of fish too. They were black and yellow striped. And then these orange ones were also really pretty too. There were also some jellyfish there too. They were kind of invisible, but kind of noticeable too. There are also really cool gray fish with orange polka dots all over them. Because of COVID, there wasn't a dolphin show, so we just saw the dolphins jumping whenever we liked. It was really cool though. We then saw some belugas. They always started looking at us for some reason. They look pretty cute though. We saw some penguins here too. They were getting fed, so it was really fun to watch them. I also got to touch starfish in the aquarium. It felt really slimy and was kind of scary at the first time. We then went back and saw some really scary kind of fish. We went to a normal aquarium tank and we saw someone cleaning the rocks too. It was really interesting to watch. Once we were done, Wes didn't really want to go. He wanted to stay and look at these kind of fish. We somehow got him to come home, and that's pretty much my whole aquarium trip.